accomplish. I'll be able to accomplish what I prepared for everybody today. So good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen across the globe. My name is Julius Kavanda. I basically come from Uganda, although today I don't know where I am, but I'm somewhere. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I will introduce the topic that I basically have for all of you today. All right. Okay, so the reason why we are here today is talk about why Royalq, but like I've said that it's going to be bigger than that. So I believe that God will give me the grace to be able to share what I prepared for everybody today. Although on the other side, it could be a little bit hectic and not easy to explain to everybody. But like I've said, I'll basically try my level best to break down these cycles for everybody to get a depth understanding as where we are and where we are going. But before I break the yak out of the yakket, ladies and gentlemen, before I sit down and break each of the message that I've prepared for our today's class, I usually want to get back to the reason why we are here. Okay, the reason why we are doing what we are doing. Because unless the vision is clear, many people may not be able to reach the promised land. I have seen many people who have talked about in the past. I've been able to see people that have talked about, I was around when this was this. I was around when this was this. I was around when this happened. I was around when this happened. I was around when this happened. And sometimes it pains me. Sometimes it doesn't. But I basically also understand that they're not able to hold on the pressure that happens when these different cycles of the market happen. And because of that, they basically miss out on the big cake. As others are sharing the cake, they share the regret. As others are sharing the cake, they talk about as they saw cryptocurrency, as they heard of cryptocurrency, simply because they are surrounded by a bad environment, simply because they are surrounded by wrong people, simply because they have not been able to be part of a community that talks about what they know, right? I've also landed myself into trouble hands because of people who are chasing money, okay? In the space, there exists a group of people that basically chase money in the crypto market space. And someone, if they are not keen, they can also be able to lose their way out in the space because of the people, the association, the environment that plays around in the crypto market space. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's start our class with today's sharing that I believe could be able to serve us a fantastic purpose. If you can see my screen, drop me one in the chat and I'll be able to go. I will keep it simple, brief, but also very informative today. Give me one in the chat if my screen is visible on your side, and we are going to be good to go. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so the goals must be clear, as the mission is to really provide education and understanding to the people that join our community to be able to earn money through what we call the 3 R's. Okay, the 3 R's. This is our mission. Our mission is be able to provide people with cryptocurrency knowledge. Not everything, okay? Not everything in the crypto market space, but cryptocurrency knowledge that can enable people to earn what we call the 3 R's. And the 3 R's is you be able to make regular repeated recurring income. Vision is financial freedom. So our vision is financial freedom. Whoever is interested in being financially free is welcome to the crypto ambassadors community. And with financial freedom, we put this into the 3S of financial freedom. We call this the 3S, the 3S of financial freedom, from a suffocating financial situation, which means that you cannot be able to pay your bills, to a sufficient financial situation when you can easily pay your bills, and then to surplus. Many people are suffocating but saving for surplus. How many copy that? We have so many people in this world, is still suffocating, is not be able to pay their bills, is not be able to live the life they deserve, but they are planning for surplus. I want to have someone, you find someone with goals. I want to make sure I'm saving my money so that I can build a storage house. Okay? You are still suffocating with your bills. Please don't write in my screen. Don't worry. After the call, I'll call you here and we spend the whole night writing. But now don't write in my screen. Okay, so basically, in the 3S's, Royalq gives you the power to move from suffocating to sufficient, then to surplus, so that you can have more than you can afford to use. Okay, you can only build wealth when you have more. Your income surpasses your expenses. Give me a 2 if that is clear. Our goal is to make sure that your income surpasses your expenses, because if your expenses are higher than your income, it's very hard for you to have financial freedom. So our goal is to make sure that you have surplus, you have more than what you can be able to use, because that's when now you can talk about you want to achieve the so much you are talking about. But if you are still suffocating, you are still having sufficient, it's why this class is here for you. Okay, so do you have some money? Good. If you don't, if you have, please subscribe to Royalq. All right, subscribe to Royalq, and I'm gonna give you reasons why. Even if you don't have a job, you don't have some money, find something you can do, be able to pay your $120. All right, put any amount of capital you have, start your journey. This is where everything starts from. Okay, now in today's class we are going to go an extra mile, but then before we go the extra mile, when you join the crypto ambassadors, we expect you to study crypto, to be able to understand what is cryptocurrency. Okay, some of you, I know you are new to some of our classes, but basic information is key. Basic information is cryptocurrency. And this is why the class of Friday is available, to enable you study what cryptocurrency is. And ladies and gentlemen, before I dig deep into what we are going to discuss today, it is important for you to know that cryptocurrencies are stored on what we call a blockchain. And the word blockchain just means database, a storage of information. And once this information is stored, it cannot be altered or changed. As simple as that. And ladies and gentlemen, blockchain came to people to take it very seriously by an unknown individual or a group of people working in a pseudonym. A pseudonym means nobody knows, called Satoshi Nakamoto. A technical white paper was published in 2008 that breaks down the what and the why of blockchain as a software centerpiece that supports Bitcoin, the world first blockchain-based cryptocurrency. One blockchain contains the world's Bitcoin transaction, but every blockchain has a special set. Every blockchain has the same special set of skills. Specifically, they are formed on a basis of a decentralized network, meaning not controlled by anybody. It takes a number of independent individuals to work together to perpetuate the network or the data to be stored on a blockchain is unchanged. Meaning that you not only have access to the present value of the cell, which is the smallest database, but you have access to every instance of the cell of the previous data. So you can still go back on the Bitcoin blockchain network and check every transaction that has ever happened on Bitcoin. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may hear this blockchain. You may hear to be able to hear this word blockchain a million times because that's where the safety of cryptocurrency sits. So, ladies and gentlemen, on our journey, you're going to study cryptocurrency. Like we are going to dig deep in today's lesson, be able to open your eyes to have a big spectrum about blockchain, to have a big spectrum about cryptocurrency. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from that, in simple terms, you're going to trade cryptocurrencies. Okay? You're going to trade cryptocurrencies. And as you trade these cryptocurrencies, you have two markets. You have the spot market, which has our 3% 300x strategy. You also have the futures market market, which has our vanguard. At the end of the day, you have cryptocurrency. And if you can't hold cryptocurrency, you can't be rich. Yes, on your journey of making regular, repeated, recurring income, you'll make some money. But it will require you to hold crypto assets, to hold blue chips. Like the founder of Binance says that, ladies and gentlemen, the American dream is to have a home. But in the future, the American dream will be only to own 0.1 Bitcoin. And so, the reason why we bring strategies like Bangwa is not just to bring excitement, it's to enable you make the money. Gentlemen, how are you going to be able to achieve this financial freedom? We must be clear of the present and the future. Okay, so now let's dive into today's class in a special way. Let's dive into this special class in a special way. All right, so let's start from here. The number one cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen, is called Bitcoin. It was the first cryptocurrency to be introduced in the market. But apart from Bitcoin, we have other cryptocurrencies that exist in the crypto market space, and we call these altcoins. This means other cryptocurrencies apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in the chart that appears on your screen is what I call the altcoin market, or other cryptocurrencies, ladies and gentlemen, that are not Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in your chart sits the three market cycles that the last two and the one we are about to experience. Okay? And I'm going to talk about a lot to open your eyes to see how realistic this expects to be happen. In 2017, the altcoin season, all other cryptocurrencies, apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum, rose 175 times. Get an amount of money multiplied by 175. That's what happened in 2017. In 2021, the altcoin season, all other cryptocurrencies, apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum, rose 125x. And this explains why the Bangwa strategy is one of the powerful strategies that have ever existed in the crypto market space. Like I'm going to break down step-by-step process. Ladies and gentlemen, the altcoin season that now is the 2025 altcoin theories. Ladies and gentlemen, the altcoin season of 2025 is expected to start very, very soon, where we expect the altcoins to rise around 100x. Let's dig deep to see if this theory will be able to work out. The crypto market space, ladies and gentlemen, is just seated on very little money. It's around close $2 to $3 trillion by market capitalization. In the previous seasons, like in 2021, we have had the crypto market space rise high. We expect that if all goes well, we could see 16 trillion to $10 trillion be existing in the crypto market space. But I'm going to explain how this is expected to happen. Let me dig deep. Let me dig deep to bring understanding. Just a minute. 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 Okay. Let me first go back a little bit. Let me just go back a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Okay. So let's start from here. Crypto operates in recurring cycles, much more like any other financial market. It's driven by crowd behavior and global economic forces. Those who can spot the pattern early are often the ones walking away with the largest profits. Okay, so let's start with the psychology of the market. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring you to the four market phases. So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the price of the price of any asset in the crypto market space. Just a minute. This represents the price, and below here represents the time. What happens in the crypto market space? It all starts with a disbelief. No way this rally will succeed this time. Everybody starts doubting what will happen. Everybody starts saying there is no way we shall have a rise in the market. And then later, the hope starts coming in as certain cryptocurrencies are rising. Maybe it is real after all. Okay, so optimism starts coming in. Everybody gets excited. Believe, let's go all in. The thrive comes in. We can still go up. Time to buy, increase your margins. And euphoria comes in. I'm genius. I'm a millionaire. And this is where the journey ends. Now things go the other way around, ladies and gentlemen. People start saying we can expect this to go up. We are just gathering steam for the next rally. Then the market continues going down. Why anxiety comes in? Why am I getting margin calls? Why am I getting liquidated? Denial comes in. We can still recover from this when people see the true value. They talk about intrinsic factors. The panic comes in. Everybody starts saying capitulation comes in. Everything goes down. Why would people do this? Why are the people stopping removing the money? Depression comes in. I'll never join crypto. That is the journey. That is the journey. This, ladies and gentlemen, is something that happens all the time. All the time. Everything starts with disbelief. The hope rises. Then the people believe. Everybody gets in. Then most people have this challenge of the psychology of the market cycle. And ladies and gentlemen, we are not yet at this. We are still here. We are still here at the disbelief area. It's only happening with Bitcoin. And everybody's like, there is no way. The war is here. There is no way. There is no way. But down, if we could look at accumulation phases, big institutional companies, big investors are busy accumulating as the normal community is just worried about what is happening. And as they play these games, many people miss out on the last opportunity of their time. And they only get in at around this place. Ladies and gentlemen, they only get in at around this place. Everybody gets in around this place. Everybody gets in around this place. It is still going to continue. It's still going to continue. And what happens? Things go berserk and they travel throughout this cycle. So they buy high and sell low, and it remains their cycle of the market. Having discussed that in a short while, I want to share something very important. I may not spend a lot of time on the cycle. Okay, let's talk about the four market phases, which are key to bring understanding to your mind that what is happening is one of the most ever thing you have ever seen in this world. Most market cycles unfold in four primary phases. And these primary phases are very key if you are into the crypto market space, and why the Bangwa Bangwa strategy is one you need to give a focus of its time. Ladies and gentlemen, most microcycles, the cycle of the market sits in 4 major phases. Number 1, the accumulation phase. So let's dig deep into here. The accumulation phase, okay? The accumulation phase is where smart investors quietly buy while the attention is low. In the previous years, we look to still be here. We still look to be here. When you look at cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, like Solana, like Sui, and so many others I could talk about, we are into the accumulation phase. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is not in the accumulation phase, okay? It's about even to reach the buying climax, but we are still in the accumulation phase in these all other cryptocurrencies apart from Bitcoin, right? And during this stage of the accumulation phase, because we have been able to recover from the selling climax that happened, and when it happened, we have had a good phase whereby we have had a rise in most of the cryptocurrencies, forming just some highs and then retracements to these levels. And during this time, smart investors, if you could follow the news, you'll find that companies like BlackRock, companies like ARK Invest are busy putting their money into Ethereum. They are pouring a lot of money into Ethereum. They are looking at what we call ETFs, exchange traded funds. They are buying other cryptocurrencies apart from Bitcoin. And as they are accumulating, the market's going to go into what we call markup, which comes to a time when there is a high rise in the market. Okay, a high rise in the market. And many people, ladies and gentlemen, they suffer with this and they always want to come into the crypto market space at around this time. And during this time, it's the buying climax, people are selling off, and the market is repeating the cycle time over time. So the question is, are you ready to do what you are supposed to do as the market is still at this place? Or you will just be one of the excited pharaohs as we are taking off your profit at this time? So it is very key for you to basically be able to understand the phases where we are heading, and pay very close attention if you really want to be able to make a lot of money in the crypto market space. Ladies and gentlemen, on the chart that exists in front of you is a clear definition, okay, of the block count within the cycle versus the current cycle of Bitcoin in cycles. So we are stepping into a new bullish phase supported by strong momentum. Ladies and gentlemen, the first Bitcoin halving, if you are not familiar with the word Bitcoin halving, I'll just play back a little bit for your understanding. That every after 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that comes into circulation reduces by half. And it is important for you to know this important factor, that the amount of Bitcoin reduces by half. The people that verify these transactions, ladies and gentlemen, are what we call the Bitcoin miners. And in the first halving, the price of Bitcoin went as high as $12. In the second halving, the price of Bitcoin went as high as $652. In the third halving, $8,592. In the fourth halving, $63,768. Like it or not, let me explain. Number one, like it or not, we have had cycles that have been very bad for us, but this cycle is going to be one of the hugest you have ever seen. Number one, this time around, we are having different institutions buying Bitcoin, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, we have declining US crypto reserves. Remember, this year, with the pro-president Donald Trump, they have been able to introduce different policies that will allow US to have more reserves of Bitcoin. But by fact, they have a declining reserve. Number two, the 16 billion in repayments from FTX. We expect FTX to be able to repay over 16 billion. The potential interest rate cuts on horizon. For the first time, we expect the Federal Reserve very, very soon to be able to cut interest rates. And once they cut these interest rates, we expect more money to be brought into the crypto market space. The last point, the shifting of the regulatory scent or the regulatory crypto space, both in China and US. Don't forget, I said it the other time, I'll repeat it today, that we expect China and US to bring a very good deal, and this deal, if it moves very well, then we are gonna see markets go crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, we have an opportunity in our hand. Now let's look very fast. I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining these charts because they will just eat my time for nothing. Let's look at the crypto trading chit chart. Ladies and gentlemen, when do we make the money? That's where I want to focus my time. When do we make the money? In the chart, we have 3 graphs, and I want to run very fast. We have the Bitcoin dominance. What is the Bitcoin dominance? When we look at the amount of money in Bitcoin, like we are going to see, versus the amount of money in other cryptocurrency. So there is a time when the money in Bitcoin is up, the price of Bitcoin is up, other coins are expected to go down. There comes a time when the price of Bitcoin is up. Okay, so the dominance is up. Too much money is in Bitcoin, but the price of Bitcoin is down and other coins are down. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at when the price of Bitcoin is up, the price is stable. It's not moving up, it's not moving down. The altar coins are stable. When the dominance of Bitcoin is stable and the price of Bitcoin is up, the other coins go up too. When the dominance of Bitcoin is stable, the price is stable, the prices will go stable. When the dominance of Bitcoin is stable, the price of Bitcoin is down, ladies and gentlemen, and the altcoin season, the altcoins will also be down. But here comes the time, ladies and gentlemen, where we expect to go very, very soon, where the dominance of Bitcoin is going to go down, but the price of Bitcoin is going to go up, and this is where we get into the altcoin season. This is where we get into the altcoin season. The dominance of Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, by amount of money in Bitcoin goes down. The price of Bitcoin remains up. You'll be able to see what we call the altcoin season. So with that said, let's visit a simple website. Let's visit a simple website. So I'll just go to any browser of my choice. Okay, so let's go to coinmarketcap.com. Right, so this is the website, coinmarketcap.com, and there we go. Okay, so this is a cryptocurrency agitator. You can be able to use this at your own time. You can also use another one called, if you have time, it's called CoinGecko. Any that you want. This basically help you to know what is generally happening in the crypto market space. And as a trader, this is very key for you because it paints a picture of what you are supposed to know, ladies and gentlemen, in the crypto market space. And basically here we can see that the total crypto trading volume in the last day is 85 billion. Bitcoin is dominating at 62.8% here on CoinGecko, and Ethereum dominance is at 8.5. And CoinGecko is now tracking 17,553 cryptocurrencies. But now let's go back to CoinMarketCap. Let's get to CoinMarketCap. So there we go. Very fast internet. I like this. So this is CoinMarketCap, all right? And on CoinMarketCap, there is a big difference on how they read their data. And we are just gonna be able to I see some announcements here, but I will ignore for now. Okay, so now when you are using coin market cap, you have a better area of play, because for them here they have something they call the Altcoin index, and the Altcoin index is trying to tell you when do they expect what we call the what we call the alta coin, when the market is doing an alta coin. Okay, so let's now first come here on the Bitcoin dominance. So this is the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, what do we mean by Bitcoin dominance, ladies and gentlemen? Bitcoin dominance simply means when we look at the market, how much money is flowing into Bitcoin versus other cryptocurrencies. Basically, all of you can see that Bitcoin is high by 65%. But since Bitcoin is high by 65%, and down here they basically explain what Bitcoin dominance is all about. I just want to give you a clue. I may not dig deep. So Bitcoin dominance is a metric used to measure the relative market share or the dominance of Bitcoin in the overall crypto market space. It represents the percentage of the Bitcoin total market capitalization. If you don't know the word market cap, CAMP. This just means the total amount of money in Bitcoin. How do they get this? They look at the current price of Bitcoin times the circulating supply or the circulating number of Bitcoins in circulation. All right? Okay. How many are still following? You know, I told you when I started, I have patience. People are saying you can't see anything. Are you for real? Okay, so let me just share again. Okay. Can you now see? Remove. Can you now see? Very fast. Can you now see? Okay. Can you now see? Very fast. Okay, so let's go. Sorry for that. So when you go to coin market cap, you have Bitcoin dominance here. And basically here, we have Bitcoin sitting at 65.1%. This means that if we look at the Bitcoin compared to other cryptocurrencies, more money is flowing into Bitcoin than other cryptocurrencies. Okay? So since more money is flowing in Bitcoin like other cryptocurrencies, you need to know what is Bitcoin dominance. That's what I was trying to explain. So Bitcoin dominance is a very important metric used to measure the relative market share, that if we have all this money in the market, how much is in Bitcoin? Okay, so this is what we call the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance, it is very, very important. And we have said that we only get back into, but who's writing? Is it me? Are you still able to see my screen? Are you still able to see my screen? Have patience. I need to run these guys very fast. Okay, so let's go. So when you come here, we have said that we only get into the altcoin season. Okay, when we expect that the Bitcoin dominance is high, sorry, the Bitcoin dominance is low. When the Bitcoin dominance is low, ladies and gentlemen, and the price is going down, it means that more people are removing their money from Bitcoin, bringing them to these other cryptocurrencies apart from Bitcoin. And whenever that happens, if we go back here to the history, so that some of you could know, just if we go back here in the history, of where we have had times where markets are doing a little bit better, those were times when the Bitcoin dominance could be high, but the price is going low. So let's get into the Altcoin index. So while here you could see the Altcoin index, and the Altcoin index is just a graph to help you be able to find out when should we expect the Altcoin season. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those who have moved with me, I have always told you, and let me remind you, I have always told you the following, and remember that the Altcoin season, the Altcoin season, how many of you made good money in December 2024? Those of you who have been around with us for some time, how many of you made good money in December 2024? Let me see in the chat. How many of you, if you are here, you made good money? Those who have been around with us, you made good money in December 2024. Let me see. Type for me a yes in the chat. If you made some good money, I see Mulfei saying yes, Ricky says yes, Sudai says yes. This one said I did. Shaq says I did. That was December 2024. And I know many people, since they don't understand how crypto markets work, when markets are shrinking like now, they are not giving a clear direction. They miss out on what is going to happen in this last end of the year. Give me one if the message is now clear. In December 2024 was a very good altcoin season. Coins were going crazy like nobody's business. Hey, and I don't want to lie. I think in Ugandan shillings, that was a very good month. I made close to over 200 million Ugandan shillings in just a single month. It was a super month. It was an amazing month. I even made more than that, but I don't want to discuss money here. But I made very good money in just, that was, I think, September. I think that was October, November, December. Very super months of the cycle. And that was December in 2024. And those of you who have been around with me for some time, I told you that 2022 was a bear market. 2023 was a pre-bull run. I told you 2024 was a pure bull run year. Then 2025 is a super bull run. But be able to understand that when I say it is a super bull run, whatever was bought in 2024 has been sold off, and now we are going to experience the ragamatic way. How many are still following? Give me a one in the chat. Unless this overall clear chart, and from where I started from, is very clear with you, you might be everywhere making noise, but a few of us who are understanding, we are focused like nobody's business. We are focused like nobody's business because we are entering the last time where we are going to collect money and forget our names. Give me a 2 if you are now understanding. So the Bangwa strategy is preparing you that when we enter this season, instead of you taking 3% on a coin, you take 30%. Give me a 1 if you now copy. The Bangwa strategy, introducing futures to at such a time when the market direction is not clear, is to prepare you that when coins start pumping pangwa, when they are doing pangwa, you are bangwaring the market. Give me a yes if now I'm getting more clear. You are bangering the market. You are not dying on the spot market. You are just happy for 3%. You are just happy where a spot guy takes 3%, you take a 30. Shall we travel the same journey where he takes 5%, you take 50? Where he takes 7%, you take 70. Where he says 10%, you are already taking 100. How many are copying? How many are copying? Where this guy of sport is like, hey, the coin has delivered 15%. You are taking 150, no care business. How many are copying? How many are copying? How many are copying? Let me know. Where this person of sport is like, hey, money is killing us. For you already dead. Man has killed me. Man has killed me. I don't understand. Where they are saying we are killing it, you say we are smashing Iran bombs here of money. And when the market will change, because things will not continue, when the market will change, those who attend the market cycle, and coins are now dropping. Coins are now dropping. When they will start dropping, what will we be doing with our bangwa bangwa? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. When now we enter the bear market and coins are dropping, because like it or not, all cryptocurrencies will drop to 70%. What shall we be doing? Hey, they will be now asking, how do I trade it? How do I trade it? We shall be hitting it down, hit it until the market understands. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the market cycle indicators, because these are facts. We do not have anything to deal with them. They are facts, and the history will be able to set a clear indication. All of you, when we check on coin market cap, you can see that many people are hodling. Is that right? And we can read, because I don't want to be the one reading. Let me read for you what this means. The crypto market cycle top indicators are a collection of 30 indicators that help users assess whether the crypto market is likely to reach the top of the cycle, the likelihood to increase as more indicators are. You can see everybody, even the market cycle is saying, hold, don't touch. Things are not yet. Let's see, read here. Let me read it for you, because I don't want to be a thinker. Does the Bitcoin 4-year cycle exist? Does the crypto market cycle indicator help you spot the top of the bull run? This is a collection of publicly available signals, including the pi cycle, the pull data, and there is no guarantee that these signals will actually call for a crypto movement. Do your own research. Let's start from here. The pool multiple assesses Bitcoin miner revenue by dividing their daily insurance, the USD, by 365 days average. It reflects the mining pressure on the market. Low values in the green zone indicate undervaluation or strong historical buy zones, while high values in red zones suggest that overvaluation and potential sell opportunities. It offers insight into the market. Now, question: are people planning to sell? This, in simple terms, they have given you that while here, people have overvalued the price and people are about to sell. While it is in green, it is undervalued. While it is in green, it is undervalued. Now you can see basically all of you listening to me. But it currently where we are, if we are looking at the 4 Bitcoin market cycle, we can all see that nothing is yet overvalued. People are not saying we are going to sell off. How many are following? People are saying, let us buy. The selling time has not yet come. I'm not sharing anything from Miamon Coin Market Cap. How many are following? You can see very clear that across the world, people have now, they are now waiting. The clock is ticking, and many people will get in here. Many people will get in here. Okay? Many people will get in here. Many people will get in here. So basically, let's see the pi. So the pi cycle top indicator, the 111 DMA to identify the Bitcoin market tops where the 111 DMA crosses above the other 2 times 350 DMA. It has historically signaled cycle peaks within 3 days, reflecting the Bitcoin's long-term cycle behavior. These guys are saying it didn't cross, because when it crosses, then it means that the market has reached the top. Question: has the market reached the top of the cycle? Has the market reached the top of the cycle? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, because they are saying that once one crosses the other, the Bitcoin market has topped. When it crosses above, it has signaled the peak. Question: has it crossed? They have said when this indicate crosses this one. Has it crossed? Let me know in the chat. I don't even need to understand it. You see the price they are giving, my friend. So, have we started making money? Let me know in the chat. Question: have we started making money? We are just warming up. We are just warming up. This is time for you to maximize your skills. This is time for you to know what you are supposed to do. This is time for you to prepare for the big money. And you are busy crying in groups. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm not breathing. I'm not breathing. By the time you wake up, it might be too late. How many of you have quit the business? And by the time you come back, you don't understand where we are? Let me see in the chat. How many of you have quit the business? And by the time you come back, you don't understand where we are. You just see flowers, you see flowers, they're on the top of your screen. You don't understand what is happening, and you say, shh, let me leave this business. So, guys, we are not yet, we are still very far. Now, let's go to the Altcoin index. Let me first finish the coin market cap index. Let me first finish the coin market cap index. Let me first finish the coin market cap index. The coin market cap index. The coin market cap index. So, the coin market cap index. I basically wanted more history, but they are providing very small. They are providing very small data. They need to give us more data. This data here is very little. But look here, guys. In December, those of you, how many said you made money in December? In December, the market cap in December 2024, where are you? Because I want people. In December 2024, all of you can see that the market cap was above 200. This billion, 200 billion. How many of you can see that in December 2024? This was in July, where we are. We are around here. We are around here. We are here, but we are around here. We are around where we were in 2024 here. From nowhere, the market cap increased from around here. I hope all of you can see. I think this was around September. It was around September here. Can you all see that from around September here? Up to here. How many of you have seen? How many of you have seen that? Let me bring my mark. See me, I like history. We are around here. How many of you have seen the total amount of money in the market? We are around there where we were, but we are here. Does that make sense? Guys, does that make sense? And you can see that we have been here recently. We are now increasing, and very soon it seems like we are going to just go like that. And those who were here are the ones that made money here, not those who joined here. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. Does that make sense? So now, we were very stupid. We did not take the bangwa serious because we were supposed to make money here. But now, as this total amount of money in the market is growing slowly, by the time it surpasses here and forms a new all-time high, does that make sense? I don't know. But if it doesn't, you can ask those who made money. Ladies and gentlemen, this is June. As soon as you see the Federal Reserve of the US lowering interest rates, money is going to flow like nobody's business. That's why we introduced the Bangwa strategy. That, how many of you saw how the fund token was pumping? Let me see in the chat. How many of you saw how the fund token was pumping? Let me know in the chat. Because you see, we need to use the present things that are. How many of you saw the you put 2%, poo, 3, poo, 4, poo, 5, poo, 6, poo. Like nobody's business. Like nobody's business. And if you master your skill, how many of you have seen that fan is no longer now moving? It's like, I'm not going up, I'm not going down. Give me a one if you have seen that. Fan is like, I'm not going up, I'm not going down. And when you look at it in a bigger time frame in one day, it's on an uptrend. How many of you have seen that? On a bigger time frame. So coins are now preparing. So when you master your skills of trading, that's why the seven-party class is very key. This thing of killers with signals, I may not be able to be on the market for you all the time. So that when you learn your skill and master your skill, you will collect a lot of money as this market cap doubles. You will change your life. Now I know. Many people know why we are now very serious with the 730 crash. Okay. Now, when do we get into the altcoin season? That's where I want to end. When 75%, okay? When 75% of the top 100 coins outperform Bitcoin. Can I repeat that once again? Can I repeat that once again? I repeat that once again, and I'm going to show you on the graph. We now only have 19 coins on the top 100 that have outperformed Bitcoin. But when 75 of them outperform Bitcoin, we enter into what we call the altcoin season. Now, let me remind you, because history is about to repeat itself. Let me focus on the graph. On the graph here, it is a very simple graph, but very important for you to understand. This orange line, this line here, this one, it represents the market cap, or the total amount of money that exists in Bitcoin. Okay, sorry, in the altcoin. Now, this is for the altcoin index. Okay, now you can see very well that in 2024, I think this is 2024. Let me touch it there so that I get the year. This is 2025. This is 2025. When was this? This was May. This was May. This was May. The total amount of money in the Altcoin or in other coins, not Bitcoin, moved from around $1 trillion to close up to here, to close of around $1.3 trillion. And during that time, those of you who were, how many made good money in May? Let me see. How many made some good money in May? And it ended when May started to around 13th of May. How many of you made some good money in May? No, these are facts. This is not gambling. Julius is thinking, how many of you made some good money in May? Let me see in the chat. From around 1st to 15th. And the challenge is that this thing doesn't take a lot of time. I don't know if people have been able to understand that. It does not take a lot of time. It does not spend a year from around here. This was around 6th of May to around 15th of May, 2 weeks of money. And since that time, the market capitalization, total amount of money in Altcoin has just gone down. Now, you'll find that, let me just get into this group. You'll find that let me even go away because some of you may not breathe. Now, these are the coins that have outperformed, and there are only 19 of them. You see, these are the coins that have outperformed Bitcoin. These ones in the last 90 days. These ones here. They have outperformed Bitcoin in the last 90 days. And most of these coins, we have them in our what? Our Royalq. Now, just understand, if 75 of them outperform Bitcoin, we shall have entered the altcoin season. So we still have a long journey, but you'll agree with me that if you master your skills, you can be able to profit on these coins. How many of you have made some good money? Recently, this coin went high, called Say, but later it dropped. So the bangwa, you make as it rises, when it starts dropping, you also make money. Isn't that a good strategy? Let me know in the chat. We have seen this coin called Syrup. It pumps, then it dumps. You make money as it's going up, you make money as it's going down. That's what we are talking about. The rest of the laser people around the community are just noisemakers. Very good strategy. So, as we are about to enter the altcoin season, whatever goes up comes down. Whatever comes down goes up. The 730 Zoom is very important to help you learn what you are supposed to do so that you can maximize profit in all the two directions of the market. Back to the question of the day, why Royalq? All of you will agree with me that if you are trading manually in the exchange, in the futures market, you need to be around. Let me know in the chat if that is true. If you are trading in the exchange, in the futures market, you need to open your eyes wide. Because it is a must. You must be on your phone. You must be around. But with using your Royalq, it helps you close the deal in real time. That's why we are talking about you using your Royalq so that you can be able to maximize a lot of profit. I think I have done you a very good service. I think I have done for you a very good service. Let me go and I see my patients, ladies and gentlemen. I have patience. I decided to sacrifice an hour here because there is no way I will continue with this information on Friday. Again, be able to dig deep so that you don't make a mistake. So allow me go and see my patients because it is not a proper way. I need to my approach is wrong today, but I usually put my business so much on the forefront because it has removed me from a very long journey. So I have tried to paint a picture. I have told you as soon as you see the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates, then just understand that markets are going to do us a very good service. And when markets do us a very good service, then we are going to be able to make some good money. The Bangwa Bangwa strategy, I think it exists on our YouTube channel. Check it out, be able to learn what to. Guys, have a good night. I'll just end the call, then go put focus on the patients because I'm supposed to take total care about them. I'm not at the hospital, but since we are home here, it's very important. Someone who went to school to study. When your people get sick, you are able to do what you're supposed to do. Have a good night. Bye, everybody. I end the call.